So, it's been a while since I filmed back here. Been real busy, and I thought I would just show you now what it looks like with things starting to grow back. It's starting to fill in. This is when it starts to look kind of cool. And it also ends up being around the time that I have to stop working back here, because when it starts to get warm, it starts to get buggy and it starts to get a little bit nutso, and I'd have to wear some kind of suit so I don't get bit up. So maybe it's a little bit windy, but I thought maybe I'd give it a shot and I'd leave it back here and get some maybe peaceful sounds. I'll be back. Enjoy the silence. skunk cabbage. Large. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Maybe I'll film a quick thing before the battery dies, but I have a feeling that it's gonna die. So we get a lot of tent caterpillars recently, past like 10 years, and they basically go into the tree by the thousands, make giant silk webs, and destroy the trees. They eat all the leaves, and sometimes if the trees aren't strong enough, the trees die. We have 2 wild cherry trees over here that have been pretty much destroyed by tent caterpillars, and we've also in the past couple years have been having to deal with gypsy moth caterpillars, which is kind of a problem in the pine barrens and stuff when we were kids. Like, devastating damage. They don't mess with the pine trees, but they eat all the leaves off the oak trees and the elm trees and maple trees and stuff, so a lot of those trees have been destroyed throughout the past couple decades because of a guy who brought gypsy moth caterpillars into the country in the 1800s, I think, to try and make cheap silk, and some got loose, and now the entire country has to deal with it, at least the East Coast. So what I have been doing is something that my dad kind of used to do in the 80s when we were kids, to stop the gypsy moths from climbing up the trees, eating all the leaves and coming back down. Is he used to take tar paper and he would put tar paper around the tree, staple it, and fold the sides down so that the caterpillars can climb up, but they get stuck. They can't navigate past the hangover, most of them, and they just die underneath there. So I found some, I didn't have any tar paper, and tar paper's kind of huge, so I started using, this is spackle tape. Has a little bit of a fold in it. So what I do is I cut it, I did the same thing. I cut around it, put it around the tree, staple it, and then fold it down. So the reason I do this instead of putting, sometimes people put sticky tape. Sometimes people put sticky tape around their trees, but I'm not a fan of that because that means everything's getting stuck in the tape. You're killing beneficial insects and like spiders, and which aren't insects, they're arachnids, but you know what I mean. And beetles, certain like ladybugs and things that eat the insects you don't want. Ants and things. I don't want all that stuff getting stuck on the tape and dying. I don't want to have a mass grave of insects on here. I just want to block the caterpillars, and the vast majority of things that get stuck underneath are the caterpillars. And spiders hang out under there and eat things that get stuck. But you know, if a ladybug or something goes under here, or some beneficial animal, they can fly away or just walk away. Where the caterpillars, they go up, and their need for wanting to get to the leaves kind of makes them hang out there forever until they die or get eaten by the spiders and stuff. So I feel like this works a lot better than putting sticky tape all over everything. I'm not a big fan of putting sticky tape on things and having things just stick to it and die. Like I said, you kill too many of the good stuff by doing that, and this seems to work better, just getting the caterpillars not to get up the trees. And it's been working, because for the past couple years I've been doing it with these little trees that I planted. I've got an ash tree and an oak tree that I planted, and a elm tree and a cherry blossom tree that all get hit hard if you don't put anything on them. And since I've been doing this, it's been stopping the vast majority of them. Whereas the trees all around us have been getting hit hard that I can't get to, that are in the woods. So that's what I do. And hopefully it'll keep working, and I won't have to resort to poisoning everything, which I really don't want to do as well. So yeah. Alright. Thanks for hanging out with me in the backyard. TIG out.